My name is Julian, and this story is about my ex-girlfriend, Tara. You know how some couples just seem to argue all the time? That was us. It was our normal, constant bickering, fighting over the phone. It was just what we did. But one night, everything changed. We were in the middle of another one of our classic arguments, yelling back and forth, when her voice suddenly dropped. It went from furious to a terrified whisper. She said, "Julian, someone is inside the house." My first thought, she's playing a game, trying to get out of the fight, trying to manipulate me like she always did. I told her to stop messing around, to grow up. But then I heard it, a shuffling sound in the background. Not her, something else. It was faint, but it was there. Footsteps. I heard distinct footsteps on what sounded like a wooden floor downstairs. Her breath started shaking on the other end of the line. I could hear every ragged inhale, every terrified exhale. "They're coming upstairs," she whispered, her voice trembling so much I could barely understand her. My heart hammered against my ribs. This wasn't a joke. This was real. My mind was racing. Call the police. I had to call the police. But my fingers were frozen. If I hung up on her, I wouldn't know what was happening. I needed to stay on the line. I needed to hear. I needed to be there with her, even if it was just through the phone. It was a stupid, selfish thought, but I couldn't bring myself to disconnect. I needed to know, so I did the next best thing I could think of. I pulled my phone away from my ear, trying to keep the call active, and started texting her. "Are you okay? Where are they?" Hide. Simple, frantic messages. But in my panic, I forgot one crucial detail. One tiny, fatal thing. Her ringtone. She never put her phone on silent. Ever. And then I heard it through the speaker, the cheerful, loud chime of my text message cutting through the terrifying silence on her end. A sharp gasp from Tara. My blood ran cold. I knew what I had done. I had just announced her location to whoever was in that house. I had led them right to her. A long, agonizing silence followed. Then, the most horrifying sound I've ever heard. The slow, deliberate creak of a door opening. Her bedroom door. I could picture it perfectly. I knew she was cornered, trapped. Her voice came one last time. A choked whisper, but clear as day. "I love you, Julian, forever." Then came the screams. It wasn't a long, drawn-out sound. It was short, sharp, and cut off so abruptly it was like a switch had been flipped. Silence. Complete and total silence. I screamed her name into the phone. Obey and obey her. But there was no reply. Whose dead air. The next thing I remember clearly is the police station. The sterile white walls. The smell of stale coffee. Tara and her mother were found dead that night. Murdered. The police questioned me for hours. I was the last person to speak to her, the boyfriend. Of course, I was a suspect. I sat there, under the harsh fluorescent lights, and I told them everything. Well, almost everything. I told them about our argument. I told them about her terrified whisper, the footsteps, my idiotic decision to text instead of call for help. I described the scream, the sudden silence, and then I started to cry. Or at least, I pretended to. I squeezed my eyes shut, made my shoulders shake, let out a few choked sobs. It was the performance of a lifetime. And they bought it. Every last word. They looked at me with pity. "Why didn't you call for help?" one of them asked, his voice gentle. I just shook my head, mumbling something about panic and not wanting to leave her alone. They saw a grieving, guilt-ridden boyfriend who made a tragic mistake. They let me go, but there are things they'll never know. There are secrets buried deeper than their investigation could ever dig. You see? They never asked the right questions. They never asked why we were arguing so much. They never knew that Tara hadn't been just my girlfriend for the past few months. She had been cheating on me. I'm not stupid. I knew. I found the messages, I saw the pictures. The rage that filled me was something cold and methodical. I didn't just get angry. I got smart. I started tracking her. Phone's location, a little up, a little bit of social engineering, and I could see where she was 24/7. I knew exactly where she lived. Not the address she gave me, but her real family home. The one she was hiding from me. That night, during our argument, I wasn't just yelling at her from my apartment. I was sitting in my car, parked just down the street from her house, watching the lights in the windows. I knew she was home, and I knew she wasn't alone earlier. My friend. He's the one who handled the rest. I just had to keep her on the phone, keep her distracted. The plan was almost perfect. My text message? That was an accident. A happy little accident that made the whole thing seem so much more convincing, so much more tragic. It added a layer of guilt and incompetence that made me look innocent. They think I lost her. They think I'm mourning, but they're wrong. I didn't lose her. I have her. She's mine now. Forever. Just like she promised in that last whisper, her last words weren't for the boy she was cheating with. They were for me. A final, binding promise. And, as for him, the boy she was seeing behind my back. His time is coming. I know who he is. I know where he lives. Too soon, he'll be gone. And then, it'll just be me and Tara's memory. No loose ends. No one to share her with. Just us. Forever.